Order. Resuming debate, the Honourable Member for Guelph.
First, seek the consent of the House to share my time with the member from Willowdale.
Does the Honourable Member have unanimous consent to share his time with the member for Willowdale? Agreed? Agreed. The Honourable Member for Guelph.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, today I will be speaking in favour of Motion 517. This motion seeks to revitalize parliamentary proceedings through reforming question period so that members of Parliament more effectively and meaningfully communicate their ideas to one another, encouraging us to be more transparent and accountable and to work collaboratively and effectively in this, the most widely reported aspect of parliamentary proceedings. In so doing, it is hoped that Canadians will become re-engaged in parliamentary affairs and less cynical about our ability to be meaningfully engaged with one another. The result? Discussions and policy that better serve Canadians and Canadians who are more deeply engaged in our democratic process. Instead of speaking to the specific reforms proposed by this motion, all intended to heighten our level of conversation, yet without dampening spontaneity, I will instead discuss why this motion represents an important step towards a stronger and more effective Parliament. As a child, I remember going to my father's office and seeing a plaque on the wall behind his desk. The plaque was from the Rotary Club of Guelph, of which I am now an honorary member. It made reference to a four-way test used to inspire the way in which its members engage with one another. The principles of the four-way test are: first, is it the truth? Second, is it fair? Third, will it build goodwill? And fourth and finally, will it be beneficial to all concerned? These are the very principles from which we have strayed, and these are the very principles we must embrace if we are to accomplish a level of transparency and accountability Canadians want and deserve. These are the principles we must use as a guide in the statements we make to each other in question period. We must avoid language designed to merely make headlines or language only designed to embarrass or diminish a member of the opposite party. We need to attack problems and not people. Issues demand we act collaboratively and not divisively. Sadly, we don't. Canadians are eager to have question period change. I've heard this everywhere I go, from my constituents in Guelph and from countless other Canadians. They have grown weary of the vitriol, the hate, and the disrespect being spewed by their representatives. They are tired of our conduct, of the heckling, and of the grandstanding that dominate our question period, and they are checking out. They are disinterested in the House's proceedings, and I don't blame them. We've become bad examples, and our conduct is appreciated by only the most partisan of politicos. In my writing, I do not deny anyone the right to meet and speak with me because I believe that everyone's opinion has value. We need to create an environment during question period where we encourage a more thoughtful dialogue between members, a conversation where the opinions of people and parties are respectfully considered and valued, not shunned or degraded because of its source. A question period free from feigned transparency, showmanship, or deceit. An environment in which the level of conversation achieves two things: discloses to Canadians the state of our nation and where it stands on the important issues of the day, and second, fosters a constructive forum free from name-calling, labeling, and accusations. This motion effectively moves the elephant from the corner of the room onto the table. And because we are all responsible for this problem, we must all participate in the solution. To do that, we need to send this motion to committee so that it can be properly analyzed and other ideas introduced to provide the solutions intended by its purpose, to help restore the value of question period and regain Canadians' engagement in parliamentary affairs. We need to embrace a question period built on truth, fairness, building goodwill, and one of benefit for all. We need to begin to treat each other with greater dignity and with more respect so that Canadians can once again engage in our work and so that our democracy is strengthened and made more effective. Canadians are intelligent, and Canadians have an interest in meaningful debate. They have an interest in hearing relevant, honest, and thoughtful questions and direct answers about the important issues of the day, and not in meaningless and one-sided bluster designed to catch headlines and designed to avoid openness. By no means do I believe that the changes suggested in Motion 517 will immediately bring about the attitudinal changes about which I speak. but it represents an important step towards first admitting a problem exists and then perhaps in achieving loftier goals. Let's begin by sending this motion to committee. Let's get back to a question period we can be proud of. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.